Hi! Welcome to this part of my review featuring the Eventide role-playing game. If you haven't seen the other parts of my review featuring this survival horror post-apocalypse RPG that you can play with a group or as a solo experience or even as a co-op experience, we will talk about that in a future part, please check out the playlist in the description below. This time we are going to talk about the tribes of the apocalypse. Scattered throughout the wastelands of the New World, groups have banded together to strive for survival. Each of these tribes have their own history, hierarchy, and beliefs, as well as their relationships to other tribes they have encountered. Some of these groups might even be considered civil, whilst others are savage and impenetrable. There are likely hundreds, possibly even thousands of tribes scattered throughout the island, but presented in this rulebook, you have the 17 most prevalent and noteworthy tribes. During character creation, the party of adventurers may decide to formalize their organization by following the tribe creation rules. In addition to creating their tribe's structure and defining some of its characteristics, the players will also need to allocate a certain number of affinity points, which describe their tribe's relationship, if any, to these large tribes. Tribes in good standing may often ally with each other to overcome a greater objective, while tribes which are actively opposed to one another may attack members of the opposing tribe on sight. Each of the tribes in this section will be detailed with description, location, size, notable members, and the emblem, that is, a graphic symbol which represents the tribe and the areas where they have presence. Let me give you an overview of these 17 tribes. The augmenters are an unusual tribe, revering the remnants of the old world with an almost religious fanaticism. Their name comes from the fact that they augment themselves with these pieces of ancient technology, believing that the future and survival of the species depends on this macabre fusion of human and remnant. Then we have the Carners. The Carners are a feral group of savage cannibals. To call them a tribe would be a stretch, as there are only the faintest hints of structure and hierarchy to be found with the group. Then we have the Children of the Fall. The Children of the Fall are a tribe consisting entirely of children and adolescents, the oldest being approximately 16 years old. The members are all unfortunate orphans of wanderers or combatants from other tribes who have since banded together to form a group themselves. They actually have their own role-playing game, and I am going to be reviewing that RPG when I finish reviewing Eventide. Next we have the Darkened. The Darkened are one of the most unique tribes of the Wasteland, a truly warped group of individuals fixated on hedonistic pleasure over all else. Their hedonism is suspected to have been born from their nihilistic outlook on the world of Eventide. Next we have the Devil Boys. The Devil Boys are a small gang of fire-obsessed, motorbike-riding thugs. They have been around for decades, with the offspring of the gang's members coming up through the ranks as older members retire or die. Then we have the Drowners. They are as much a new species as they are a tribe. Bloated and rotting, they are a group of humanoids who spend their time almost entirely underwater or in the mud, breathing through impromptu snorkels. This extended exposure to mud and water has led to their skin turning soft and spongy, and their body being covered in a thick, clear layer of slimy algae. Then we have the Flock of God. They wander the island for days on end, seemingly never reaching a final destination. Their appearance is unnerving, with their every member's face being entirely obscured by an obsidian-colored dome. In addition to their mysterious appearance, they also seem to communicate in a language only they understand, an almost imperceptible series of clicks and humps. Following those, we have the Gearheads. They are a group of engineering geniuses. They focus all their energy and resources on creating new machinery and tools. They are apocalyptic tinkerers, taking all the technology and remnants they can get their hands on and reforming them into new and improved versions of vehicles, weapons, and equipment. Their knowledge and expertise is unsurpassed in the New World, with the possible exception of some of the brilliant scientific minds residing in Dusk. Then we have the Ghosts. The Ghosts are one of the more unnerving tribes of the apocalypse. As much a tribe as they are a bizarre cult, the Ghosts worship the sun as a new god. As a result of this prolonged exposure to the harsh sun, the members of the Ghosts are usually completely blind. They are immediately recognizable as they paint their faces white in a ceremonial salute to their sun god. Next we have the Masons. They are the mine operators and slavers who run the mining for crystals and resources at Stone Vein. The tribe almost never do any of the labor themselves, preferring to use slave labor to perform all their dirty work. They are extremely dangerous and are always looking to enslave people for their cause. Then we have the Motherhood. It has a cause that they are willing to die for: repopulation. The tribe exclusively consists of women, and they are solely focused on reproducing and furthering the species. They live in a large building they have converted into a repopulation machine. The tribe is remarkably organized and well equipped. Approximately 20 of the women are dedicated birthers, who spend their time either giving birth or being pregnant. The tribe generates income and barters using milk, which they sell or trade to get the supplies they are unable to generate themselves. Then we have the Pennywisers. They are a ragtag group of scoundrels who prowl the back alleys of Dusk, looking for easy targets to rob. They will steal both for their own gain, as well as for their clients who procure their services. Then we have the Shadows. They are a group of exceptionally skilled hunters who have carved out a life hunting wanderers in the Sayalea Mountains. Then we have the Skin Shanks. They are a savage and macabre tribe, known for skinning their victims and wearing their skin. This is done both as a layer of protection over their bodies, to protect them from radiation and the elements, as well as to strike fear into the hearts of anyone unlucky enough to cross their paths. Then we have the Tech Shamans. They are another pseudo-religious group that can be found wandering the Wildlands. These priests worship the remnants of the old world as if it was magic, and they will do whatever it takes to get their hands on more. Following that we have the War Dogs. They are the bloodthirsty, self-proclaimed judges and executioners of the New World. They are firm believers in absolution through sacrifice, and they are obsessed with blood, battle, and the concepts of glory and honor. Next we have the Wormites. There is no group more universally feared in the New World than the Wormites. If the Midfields is a living, breathing organism, then the Wormites are its children. They are hideously mutated and malformed humanoids who are somehow incubated and birthed deep within the folds of the Midfields. And these are all the 17 tribes of the Wastelands. There are many more details, as I mentioned earlier, concerning non-player characters, more disturbing ritualistic aspects of these different tribes, their religious outlooks, and their desperate struggle to survive. This concludes this part of the review. In the next part we are going to talk about the solo rules. I like how each of these tribes have so much when it comes to detail, background, history, and attitudes towards the player characters. It's obvious that some tribes are going to be a bit more approachable when compared to others. But you never know. Depending on the results of your adventures, your campaigns, and perhaps the results of the oracles contained in the solo rules, maybe you will get into some unusual alliances and some unexpected enmities. Thank you for watching this part of the review. If you have any comments or questions, please let me know. And thank you so much to those of you that have been supporting the channel by sending right through RPG gift certificates. If anyone else wants to further support the channel, the information on how to do that will be in the description below. Once again, thank you, and see you later.